Well, the only fact is that she allowed my father to abuse us the way she did, and she's still denying it. And I think it's wrong to be in denial. And when parents abuse their children, you see the results, you see what happens later on in life. The children go on to be abusers themselves. That's why it's very important that we must put a stop to this now. And that's the only reason why I'm speaking out. Michael is my brother, and I love him. However, at the same time, I think the public is getting the wrong understanding. They're looking at him as the entertainer, the superstar. And we must put that aside and judge him as a man, just like anybody else. Any other man that's out there, and it would be wrong for any other man to sleep with a child and do these things. We had a very close relationship when we were at home. We did everything together. We shared everything.
Cuando estábamos juntos, estábamos siempre juntos. Hemos dividido muchas cosas juntos. And?
Oh, I'm waiting for the interpreter, I'm sorry. And we did everything together. However, at the same time, I was very disappointed in some of the things that I saw. But you can't really accuse a person of anything if you don't actually see them in the act themselves. But you're aware, you have suspicions of things that are going on, like little boys that were in the room, that stayed in the room for several days, and you walk in and the personality of that kid has changed dramatically. It's so strange when you see these kids later. They become so withdrawn and so shy. In the beginning, they're so playful and so up, and all of a sudden they change and they're very close to him, and they're with him every day. No, the only, as far as girls, he's never had a girlfriend in his life.
Él dice que no ha tenido nunca una chica. Michael Jackson nunca ha tenido una mujer a su lado.
No, but he's always with little boys. But once you speak out, and it comes out openly, and then he will realize and recognize what I'm doing is wrong. I do need help. I do need to stop doing this. And maybe he will stop doing this. Because if I don't speak out, he will continue and other children will continue to be hurt. We must put a stop to these kids. And did you see the story about the preacher who molested all these little boys when they were young, and now they're grown men, they're 45 years old, and they're crying, their whole lives are ruined? Well, this is what's going to happen to all these children that this has happened to. And we have proof and evidence of kids that he's done this to. Why haven't I spoken to him about this earlier?
Yes.
Because when you speak to someone about this, I approached him about a situation similar to this, and his question was, I like little boys, not meaning in a lovable way, but just liking them. However, when you mention something like this, they're going to automatically deny it. And yes, I have mentioned this to him several times. There were never little girls. Think about this. When people love children, girls should have been around. There were never little girls. What people must... Right, I don't know if it's true or not. These are allegations again. However, what people must realize, the little boy is the one who's being destroyed either way. He's destroyed either way, because his parents have destroyed him, the media has destroyed him, everyone has destroyed him. Michael has, everyone has destroyed him.
¿Tu hermano era sincero?
Well, I know the truth. I know the truth, and it's only natural to say that you're innocent, because if you say that you're not, you're convicted right away.
Es normal decir que estás.
But I think that what people like yes, go ahead. Because people like this that are screaming out, they don't understand. Little children are being hurt, and that's what we should worry about. Now stop and think. This is a 35-year-old man, and they must keep this in mind. 35-year-old men don't sleep with boys for several days and locked up in a room and never come out. Just because he's an icon or a superstar, don't get this mixed up. I know, I have been an abused victim, so I know what it feels like. I've gone through this. So you've got to save the children, and that's why I'm here. No other reason. And I certainly hope it will come to an end very soon, too, for him, because I know he's under a lot of pain and a lot of stress. However, he needs help. And when it comes to an end, yes, and he needs help. And when it comes to an end, we will all know what the outcome will be. All the people who are out there, they will see what the final outcome will be. And I just want him to have help. My parents did it to me. So it carries on. When you give a press conference is totally free. I come to do the press conference to help all the kids and try to save them and bring out this and bring this point out. People get they get such a wrong impression. I love him. I live with him. I know him. He's a wonderful person.
However, yo lo quiero mucho. No importa que traduzca la señora.
I live with him. I know him. But
Dice, yo lo quiero mucho. Vivo con él. Estoy con él.
But they got to remember, we all have mistakes, and sometimes we need
quiere
help.
pero decir que Michael tiene también sus errores.
If this was a regular man doing this, they would have been upset about it a long time ago. They wouldn't be yaying for him. This is wrong. He's hurting innocent children. How can you yay for somebody who's done something like that? Help the young kids.
Prácticamente.
I have disassociated myself from my family a long time ago simply because...
Yo me soy separado de mi familia hace mucho tiempo porque
they agree with child abuse, and I totally disagree with child abuse.
Porque conocido hacia Michael.
Absolutely not. See, people have to understand. I know there's a lot of entertainers in the world, but I think there's only one great entertainer, and I think he's the absolute best entertainer in the entire world, and I don't think there's anybody better, and there will never be anybody better than Michael Jackson. He's wonderful.
Que hay
I would speak to him directly and say, Michael, please get help. Even though if it should
hablaré a
come
mi
out that
hermano
way.
y le diré, Michael, por favor, pida ayuda. Pero ¿a quién tiene que pedir ayuda, Michael?
A psychiatrist.
A un
all the
doctor.
children, do you know that I can't legally say at the moment. Do you know how many children are going to psychiatrists at this very moment because of Michael?
Dice,
there are so
¿tú
many
sabes cuántos
children.
niños?
No, it's not that he's a child and he hasn't matured.
No es un
I think
niño.
that's an excuse that everyone uses. Because you have to remember, all my brothers were young.
Dice que todos mis hermanos han sido jóvenes y entonces esta es una excusa. Pero Michael ya es un hombre, ¿tú crees? Que ya ha crecido, no tiene todavía este sueño de una niñez que no ha tenido.
He's a genius. He's highly intelligent.
Bueno, persona porque tendría que ser un monstruo, una persona que ve a alguien que sufre como esto y tener otra cara.
Say that.
No, digo, es mi opinión esta. No es la tuya, por caridad de Dios. Pero dice que al mismo tiempo que Michael tiene que parar este tipo de relación con los niños menores porque le daña mucho, les daña a ellos mucho y a lo mejor él tiene también un daño muy grande de esta relación y es mejor que se vaya a ver a un psiquiatra. ¿Es justo lo que he resumido yo?
Yes, what you said is in a sense it's true. However, at the same time, I must tell you that Bianca, which is the maid,
habla de ¿cómo se dice? Una criada que estaba en casa.
The housekeeper, the nanny, just for Michael's room only.
Ella se ocupaba solamente de la habitación
her job was to stay in Michael's room only.
de Michael. Entonces, ¿qué decía esta señora?
Bianca she's seen so much. She's seen him in showers with little boys together, with little boys taking showers. She's seen them do terrible things together.
Dice que ha visto Michael a tomar duchas y tomar baños con estos niños pequeños.
Which is, I don't know if that's okay or not, but she's also seen him with her son, and that's when she decided to quit. When she saw Michael with her son, she was so hurt, and she was with us for years. And she says, no, I've seen him with other boys. I am not going to allow him to do this to my little boy, and that's when she left and she quit.
Bueno,
you're wrong there.
Dice que me equivoco.
No, I'm not hurting my brother.
He's
hurting innocent children. He's hurting innocent children. I have tried to contact Michael so many times to speak to him about this matter, and he never returns the call. This will come out in the public, and I knew this would come out in the public because when people are being abused, eventually they're going to tell.